You mainly play online, though, right?
Huh? Yeah.
What do you play?
Tournaments.
Don't give them any information.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Especially this guy.
Yeah, I know.
Justin.
Everything you say will be used against it. That's right.
Nadya plays multiple tournaments a day on PokerStars.net. Hand 11 out of 150.
Take the hand.
Joe Cada, a little frustrated in the early going. Danny looking at ace-4 suited. Raised to 1,600.
Six-handed, a lot of players will raise any ace.
King-5 suited for our loose cannon, who folds. So does Bonomo. Jack-10 suited for Barry, who makes the call.
Throwing in my 1,000.
Yeah, sure.
Mercier folds.
Good luck getting an extra 1,000 out of Greenstein.
Queen-5-8, 2 spades on the flop. Barry checks.
Barry's flopped a gut shot and a backdoor diamond draw. Danny still got the best hand with ace high.
And fires 2,200.
Barry's trying to decide if he's got the right odds to draw.
Apparently he does.
He's 50-50 to win the hand.
The turn, king of diamonds.
Barry's odds have improved. He's halfway to his flush, and now he's open-ended as well.
Barry is checked over to Danny.
Jack or 10 would work for him also.
Danny fires 6,400.
Danny's got the best hand, but pairing his ace would be very bad. Make a Broadway straight for Barry. Too many draws for Barry to lay this down.
And so Barry makes the call.
Probably not the move Danny wanted to see. I doubt he's loving his ace high right now.
The river, 6 of spades.
And that's a big fat brick.
Barry checks.
Let's see if Danny wants to bluff at it, though we know he has the best hand.
He does not. Checks it down. But Danny sees a winning hand and rakes in a pot of more than 21,000.
It's a nice little surprise to win a pot with ace high.
Danny Alaei takes it down with quiet class.
And that's his style. He's a guy who believes etiquette classes should be required for some of these brash new pros.
More from these well-behaved players when we return to the big game in Las Vegas, right after this. Welcome back to the big game, and through a dozen hands, we have 2 players in Profitville. The rest are in negative numbers. Remember, if the loose cannon, Nadya Magnus, is in the profit list after 150 hands, she'll face a tough choice. Keep those winnings and go home, or risk the cash and come back for more action. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I'm Chris Rose, and Joe, our loose cannon, Nadya, told us she doesn't only want to win, she's got a certain dollar figure in mind.
$50,400 to be exact. That would put her in front of previous loose cannon Ernest Wiggins, who walked away with $50,300. He is the current leader for the North American Poker Tour Passport. To pass him, Nadya is going to have to pick her spots carefully because as a loose cannon, she has a target on her back.
Now, Joe, Nadya told us that she wants to become a professional poker player, so winning that passport would be a dream come true. And the action on hand 13 will actually begin with our loose cannon, Nadya. Ace-deuce suited. Folds.
Not a bad fold in early position.
Action around now to Barry Greenstein, ace-jack.
This is a pretty easy raise in late position.
He does to 1,500. Jason Mercier, pocket pair on the button. Calls. Joe Cada, 9-8 suited.
He's thinking about doing something here.
What's the pot?
Pot.
Are you raising pot or are you asking mine?
I'm asking what's the pot.
It's always a scary question. What's the most I can raise?
Cada makes it 6,400 to go.
7,000.
Raises 6,400 total.
Danny folds. As does Barry.
Jason's not getting the right odds to try to flop a set, but that's only if he puts Cada on an overpair. If Jason puts Cada on just overcards, which is what Cada does have, then Jason's still a slight favorite.
Joe, he must be listening to you. Mercier makes the call.
Despite the yawn from Cada, are we keeping you up, buddy?
6 Jack 4, 2 clubs, a set of 6s for Mercier.
Jason's set has got Cada drawing ostensibly dead. Cada's going to need more runners than the New York Marathon if he wants to catch up on this hand. Cada made his pre-flop raise out of position as well, so if he's going to continue to represent a big hand, he's probably going to bet here.
Cada does on a bluff, 9,300.
Jason's pretty confident he has the best hand. The only question is, will he try to get his value now or give Cada a little more rope to hang himself?
Hand over the rope, please. A smooth call.
Wonder if Cada can feel it tightening around his neck.
The turn, 9 of hearts.
This is a terrible card for Joe Cada. If you put Jason on a hand like ace-king, he may no longer even think he's bluffing. If he's intent on selling his story, he's going to be donating even more dead money to this pot.
As you can see, Joe Cada is drawing dead. Action is on Joe. He's got second pair. Fired after the flop.
Jason's trying very hard not to give off any tells.
This time, Cada bets 19,000.
Once again, Jason's got the same decision to make here. He's trying to figure out if there's a way he can get Cada to commit more chips on the river or if he wants to try to raise him here. Just calling has worked out pretty well so far. This bet from Joe Cada is basically a semi-bluff. He does have a pair, but he's trying to represent something bigger.
Second consecutive street, Mercier just makes the smooth call.
With 2 smooth calls in a row, Cada may be realizing that the jig is up.
The river, 3 of clubs.
That card does complete some flush and straight draws. Cada didn't like his hand before. He probably hates it now.
He checks on over to Mercier.
Mercier's got one last shot to try to extract some value from his set of 6s.
On.
Jason's not holding anything back, moving all in.
It's a pretty ambitious value bet. All Cada's got is a pair. Jason's hoping Cada has an overpair and can't fold.
But Joe does call it quits. And Jason Mercier wins a nice-sized pot with his set. If you can't get enough hands like that one, you can see all the stats for every single hand from this table, plus bonus hands, and even some footage we call too hot for TV. It's all on the website. We're back with more after this. Alongside Joe Stapleton, I am Chris Rose, back with you for the big game, where this week's loose cannon is single mother Nadya Magnus. She currently lives in Palatine, Illinois. She was originally born in the former Soviet Union, where once upon a time she studied law. Nadya holding her own, down just 4,300. Of course, Joe, she was staked 100 grand.
Nadya hasn't gotten too involved so far. She's going to have to mix it up with these guys if she wants to turn a profit.
Barry not mixing it up this hand. Jason Mercier with the Doyle Brunson also folds. King 7 suited for Joe Cada. Raised to 1,300.
Joe just lost a big pot to Jason. This could be a steam raise.
Is it 13?
Action folds on over to Justin Bonomo. Makes the call with ace-queen. The flop, queen, queen, deuce, 2 hearts. Interesting flop.
Things could get dicey for Cada. He's got a flush draw Bonomo, 3 of a kind.
Bonomo checks. Cada fires 2,000.
Bonomo could slow play this, but with 2 hearts out there, he may try to make Joe pay to draw another card.
Bonomo check raises to 6,500.
It's a tough call for Joe Cada in this spot. The board is paired already.
But he does make it. The turn, 9 of spades.
That spade isn't a scary card for Bonomo. It doesn't complete any draws, and he definitely doesn't want to give away a free card at this point.
Justin leads out this time, betting 13,000.
Cada again looking pretty reluctant to give up his hand. That was a nearly pot-sized bet from Justin. Cada's definitely not getting the right odds to call, especially because he's not drawing to the nuts and he could be drawing dead already.
There's the fold. Bonomo picks up a nice-sized pot.
I think Joe may be getting a little frustrated.
Seems to happen in this game an awful lot, doesn't it?
Oh, in poker? From time to time.
Jason Mercier folds. Cada out of there as well.